By any measure, the 2013-14 Virginia men's basketball season was among the greatest in the 109-year history of the program. The Cavaliers finished 16-2 in the ACC, won their second conference tournament title, earned a #1 NCAA tournament seed, and advanced to their first Sweet 16 since 1995. The foundation that head coach Tony Bennett put in place 5 years ago provided the groundwork for a cathartic and triumphant season for Cavalier fans.
Whenever I was approached or the team was approached by alumni, boosters, fans, people, and they really just would express how much they enjoyed the season and their gratitude. That made you appreciate what it meant, certainly to us, but to them as well. I think that accomplished that idea of appreciating what took place.
But in college sports, there's little time to reflect on accomplishment. The end of one season means the beginning of another. A new team, a new chance to put in practice and preparation that may culminate months later in a season to remember.
When I was in high school, I remember, I can't remember if it was I read it or it was one of my coaches shared this quote or this idea of always thankful, never satisfied. And I think that says it all, to continue to improve and have a mindset that I think is geared towards that as opposed to just not acknowledging it or not being thankful for it.
For Virginia to achieve the heights that it did a year ago, it will need to replace two beloved players crucial to its success. Akil Mitchell and Joe Harris have moved on to their professional careers, and the Cavaliers will need to not only replace their on-floor production, but their team leadership.
To take two guys that have played that many NCAA tournament games, NIT games, ACC games, and lose that, there is going to be a void. Joe and Akil, when they held their teammates accountable, I thought our team took another step. Not just the coaches telling the players, but the players amongst themselves are holding each other accountable. That's a big step. They saw the formula last year, and I think that is so important.
With the start of official practice at John Paul Jones Arena, it's clear that Bennett's style and principles have not changed since he became Virginia's coach in 2009.
We will make teams play against a set defense, and we'll sit down in a stance and say, beat us in the half court when they're coming at us. We'll be a great transition defensive team. That's something that is a non-negotiable.
I always tell our guys to make no mistake about it. This is a blue-collar program. That's what our program is founded on. We always talk about 5 pillars, but the first 2 are humility and passion. And if we ever think too highly of ourselves, or we don't understand that mentality of the ruggedness, the blue collar we like to say, then we're going in the wrong direction. And I think our guys understand just how precious it is to have opportunities to be successful and how you got to dig in and fight for everything you're worth. And you can only do that with the right mindset, the right work ethic, and the right attitude.
The next step for UVA basketball is maintaining consistent success, starting with back-to-back NCAA tournament bids, a feat that has eluded the Cavaliers since the 1994-95 season.
You know, we finished in the top half of the ACC for a few years here, been over 500, and then the ability to make consistent trips, hopefully deep trips, but to get to that tournament is one of the things that we talked about when I took the job 5 years ago. As I studied good programs, good teams, it's the process-oriented approach, and I think that will always be a key for us.
While the team is just settling into the routine of fall practice, the coaching staff has had the opportunity to work with the squad throughout the summer.
This is the most upperclassmen we've had. Playing with upperclassmen who have experience, there is not a substitute for that. You know, the older guys are obviously been through the system, a lot of them for 2 years, 3 years. They're a little bit ahead. The younger guys, it's new, and they're figuring stuff out, but the young guys show a lot of promise. There's moments where you really see how they're going to be good if they continue to work, and you know, the older guys are hungry.
That's it. Come on, now chase it.
We haven't picked up where we left off, which is very hard to do, but we're also a new team, and we're still kind of finding our identity and our way in some regards. There's promise there, there's depth, and they are a fun group to work with because they work hard and they want to do this.
The Cavaliers opened the season on the road in Harrisonburg, but when they returned to the confines of JPJ this season, They'll be greeted by a program record number of season ticket holders and a student section named the nation's best, advantages that are not lost on the coaching staff.
As you continue to improve and have success, generates excitement, and there have been some people who have really suffered through some either mediocre years we've had or just over the years they haven't had a lot of success, and then to give them some stuff to get excited about and to see them, you know, filling the seats and making this, not only that the numbers are here, it's the fervor or the intensity in which that they cheer and they want it for you. To see the passion increase with the size of the crowd, that's what you want, and we want to make our arena, which is I think the most beautiful in college basketball, become one of the most imposing and electrifying atmospheres as well.